Hey, hi all, and welcome to my channel devopsmela. So this is part 2 of Azure Boards. In my previous video, I have covered how to create an agile project and how to manage the work items of agile project. In this video, we'll focus on how to create a Scrum project and how to manage work items in a Scrum project. Okay. So Scrum is one of the most popular and widely used agile framework. Again, it's a part of agile methodology with within the agile framework called Scrum. Okay, there are two primary roles. There are two primary entities, I would say, a Scrum Master and a project owner. So who exactly is a Scrum Master? A Scrum Master is the coach and the gatekeeper. You can think as a gatekeeper. A Scrum Master responsibility is to follow the agile framework. His main responsibility is the Scrum team is following the agile framework, the guidance provided to him. And the product owner is more of a subject matter expert. He is the one who interacts with the client, get the requirements, and he gathers a requirement and make sure we are using the right tool. So, so the product owner communicates their vision to the team to help set priorities. So he decides which are the priority work which needs to be go first. So all this information are something are provided by a product owner. So product owner should be a subject matter expert of your project. So straightforward. So we won't talk more about Scrum methodology. Scrum methodology is a big methodology altogether. It's altogether a different topic. That was just a simple definition about Scrum. So we'll just focus about how to create project in Scrum using Scrum work item process and how do we manage that. Okay, let's directly jump into Azure Boards Scrum project and the work item hierarchy. So what you see over here, it's a typical example of a Scrum work item hierarchy. Okay, there are three important segments: portfolio backlog, and issue tracking. In portfolio backlog, we have two options: epic and feature. So epic feature is nothing but it's grouping of work item in larger scenario. What exactly that means, we'll talk when we exactly do practical. Backlog, over here we have a product backlog item and we have a task. So product backlog item and task is nothing but actual work which is performed by the developers. So those work gets noted over here. Issue tracking, we have an option called impediment for issue tracking. For bug tracking, we have bug and configurable. Okay, so this is how a typical Scrum work item hierarchy looks like. Let's directly jump into my project, Scrum project. So this is the link dev.azure.com, wherein you can go and you'll see this page. In this page, we can create a new project and we can just name it as Scrum project. Description, what exactly this project is all about, that description can be given over here. Visibility, public, private. So we'll keep it private for now. Version control will use Git. There is one more option, Team Foundation version control, but we'll stick with Git for now. Work item process, the default option is basic, but we are creating a Scrum, so we'll select Scrum. Okay, and if you want to change this work item to Scrum as a default, even that can be done. Let's create a Scrum project. Okay, so a Scrum project is created. Typically, when a project is created, a group is also created, a Scrum team is also created. So for now, I'm the only one part of this project right now, and even a repository is created under my project name. Okay, so let's jump onto boards and let's understand all the various options what we have in this boards. So we have work item, boards, backlogs, sprints, queries. So let's see what exactly a work item is. Okay, if you click on this drop down of new work item, there are multiple options. So we'll start with epic. So as I said, it's about the large scenario gets captured over here. So it's a portfolio backlog. So what exactly portfolio backlog we have? So just imagine Portfolio backlog is something as finance, like imagine a shopping cart for website. So this is, we want to create a shopping cart for a website. Okay, this is my last scenario. You can assign to any this typically get assigned to the product owner or the Scrum Master. So for now, if you want to assign to someone, you can just select over here, and from here you can select the person name to whom you want to assign. There are multiple states what we have for now, so you can select the states over here. Let's save this first. Okay, or we can see this. So we have in progress, done, removed. So all the states we can select from here. We have a area. This is the area where my project is, the Scrum project. We can have multiple paths as well. For now, we just have Scrum project as my area. Okay, we have number of fields over here like description, acceptance criteria, and discussion. So description is more about a complete description, a brief description about the shopping cart website epic what you have created. Acceptance criteria would be how the shopping cart page should look, whether the unit testing is done or not, how the user will log in onto this page. So those are the acceptance criteria. These are some few examples which I'm giving. There could be more. Discussion, if you want to discuss anything related about this, you can have a discussion over here. Like suppose if you want to point out to someone, some developer, do this, whether this is completed or not. So you can use an at symbol followed by the developer's name. So whatever we want to discuss, we can even have those discussion in this epic itself. Okay, rest we have the priority. So we have the priority set. If it's a critical, if it's a medium critical, if least priority, if it's a low priority, you can select the numbers over here. Efforts, so this effort is more about how many days, how many numbers of hours would be required to complete this epic. Okay, so that is where efforts comes in picture. Okay, business value, again, how business critical, what are the values. So if you define any business value, that comes over here. Time critical, if it's a critical, how critical, within with what time that should be completed, those information asked comes over here. Okay, value area, that's business or architectural, that information can be like jotted over here. So if you want to add, these fields are customizable. So if you want to add some more fields, that is possible. Okay, start date, end date, target date, we can define the start and end date over here. Now if you come at the right hand side, we have a deployment. So before deployment, let's talk about this development. So you can link all your branches over here. If you have a master, release, or develop branch, so those branches can be linked over here. And if there is any build and release pipeline integrated with those branches, then that status can be visible over right over here. Okay, that is why we have an option called deployment. Related work items. So this is an epic. This epic will have multiple child features, multiple user stories, and portfolio backlog item, everything. So that comes over here. So we will start linking everything as soon as we start building it. Okay, history. So this history contains all the information like who has made the changes, if any update was made, if the status got changed, if the state got changed to something. So all that history gets captured over here. As soon as you start linking, your links will start getting it will start reflecting at this particular location. We have attachments. So you have n number of attachments like your unit testing, if you have any validation script, if you have any architectural diagram. So everything else, every possible thing related to this epic can be attached at this particular location. So this is about the last scenario what we captured. Let's include one more scenario. Let's create a feature. So this is the other way of creating a feature now. Okay, So it's a new item what we're creating. So it would be definitely a child item for this epic. So it's a feature. So we can create a feature as a login, auth login for customers or client, I would say. Auth login page for client or customer in common, in normal scenario if we talk about. It's a authentication login page what we're creating for client and customer for accessing this shopping cart. So this is again a semi-large scenario for the feature for the epic what we have created. So let's see this, what all options we have. Let's save it. Again, the state, we have multiple state: in progress, done, removed, area, iteration, reason, acceptance criteria, description, discussion. It's almost the same thing what we just saw in the epic. And we have the same set of information: deployment, development, related work item. There's nothing new right over here. Okay, so let's save it. Now coming back to the work item, we have two things. We created an epic and we have created a feature. Now let's create a portfolio backlog item. Portfolio backlog item is something a developer would be working now on it. Okay, this is something we'll assign to a developer by a Scrum Master or a product owner, and this is the place where a developer will start working. So this could be designing shopping cart login page. So this is something, designing shopping cart login page, and this will be assigned to a developer now. There's one more option of tag. This tag option is visible on our epic and feature also. So if you want to tag, this is a part of dev, so we can just give dev. So this way it's easy to recognize that this user story is for development, and this is for designing, this is for testing and those things. So this tagging is very important. Not that important, but yeah, if you're giving a tag, it's good. Okay, again, we have the state, we have the scrum, and we have a reason. This is a new option what we see over here. So it's a new backlog item what we have created. If you, as soon as you save it, it comes into a log state. Approve it, approved by, and those by a product owner. So a product owners comes and approve it. So these are the options what you see. Okay, these are the new options what you see right now in a product backlog item. A description, acceptance criteria, discussion, rest of the information remains same. Efforts, how many hours or how many days would be that needs to be defined and will be taken by a developer to complete this work. Okay, let's save this. So for now, I'm not giving any efforts, I'm not giving any acceptance criteria. Again, acceptance criteria would be how the login page should look, how the design should look, and those information will come right over here. Okay, we'll start linking. We have not linked this product backlog item, but this will get linked to my feature. The feature is my parent for this particular product backlog item. So auth login page for client or customer. So simply we just link it. So whatever changes we do, it will reflect in feature, and directly it will reflect in the epic also. Okay, this is how a typical product backlog item looks like. Let's save it. Now we'll start creating task. Okay, task is something, it's a smaller work item which is created by developer himself. Like if I'm giving a designing page to a developer, so this is something on daily basis a developer comes in and creates a task and states like, on day one I'm working on this, and it's a smaller chunk what a developer picks out of the user story. If it's a bigger user story, and he starts working on it, and he starts creating n number of tasks. For this page, he can easily simply create R&D on shopping cart login page. This is what a typical uh, task would look like. If I just save it, we have, again, he will assign this task to himself. He can set his priority, he can give a remaining work activity. If he has some blockage, kind of, if this task is blocked due to certain things, this needs to be captured over here. So to do task, it would be to do, in progress, done, removed. Okay, so these states can be changed. For now, if I change it to in progress, that I've started working, he can give us short description what exactly he's doing in this particular task, and many more. Okay, so let's save this. Blocked. Yes, if this is blocked, this task is blocked, it has some dependency, and if it's waiting for something, or if the developer himself is blocked on somewhere, so he can mark it as blocked. Okay, save. Coming back to work items now, this is how my work items is looking. We have a larger scenario, shopping cart, then we have divided into more semi-larger scenario, authentication, login, and this is the place where exactly work start and the developer starts working in it. Board. Coming back to this boards, so this board is typically looks like a Kanban board. So if you guys have worked on a Kanban board, this is how a Kanban board looks. It's a horizontal board wherein it moves from left to right. So as soon as your work is approved, it goes in committed, the status will change. If it is done, you can just drag drop to done. Okay, coming back, you can, if you want to redo things, you can go back left. So this is a drag dock way of dragging things as soon as you start working on your portfolio backlog item. And this is the place which gives a high level view to everyone, what all your product backlog item is in new, what all has been approved, what all has been committed, and what all has been done. So a scrum master or a product owner can come over here and they can have a high level view also, seeing at the status. You can also create a product backlog item and work directly from here. This is another place of creating, and you can link it directly to your epic or feature wherever you want to link. Okay, so this is the place where a bunch of people come and jump in and to see the status of this project, like what exactly happening with this project. Okay, backlogs is the place where all the backlogs are visible, like how many backlogs are there, uh, what all backlogs is going in what sprint 1 and sprint 2. So at the left hand side you see all the backlogs, at the right hand side you see the planning. Like, so sprint, basically the sprint is of 1 week. So depending upon project to project, some project has 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, but basically the sprint happens for a week, wherein once the sprint is completed, at the end they have a retrospective meeting, like what exactly they have done in the sprint and what better can be done, and what all new product backlog item we are taking in for the upcoming sprint. So those all discussion happens during a retrospective meetings. And in Scrum, we daily have a Scrum call. It's not a big call, or sort of, it's just a 10 to 15 minutes short call, wherein a Scrum Master asks the developer if they are stuck somewhere, if they need any assistance, any resource needs to be added to achieve this product backlog item. So those all calls happens over here. Okay, so as if now we have not scheduled anything yet, if you wish to give a definitive dates, like from this, within this time period we have to complete this project, so you can give a definitive date, like come to project settings. In project settings we have project configuration. In configuration you can set up a definitive dates. Sorry, so like starting from today, let's take some 3 to 4 months, like till 30th June this project should complete. And let's set a sprint also, like, so we need a 1 week sprint, like starting from today. Let's take it as 6. So we gave a 1 week sprint. So 1 week we'll have a Number of days should be 5 because we don't consider Saturday, Sunday. That is a week off day for the developer. So we have a 5 working days. But this is again, you can change it. If you want to change the working days, come back to settings. There's an option called working days. And if you want to change to Saturday, Sunday also, then it would be 7 working days for the developers. 8 working days in fact, because we selected 27 till 6th. That's why 8 working days. But we don't want the weekends to come in picture. So that's why we just remove this Saturday, Sunday, and we'll start our work from Monday onwards. Okay. So from here, from this location, if you want to assign this task to some specific sprint, that this task should be done in first sprint or second sprint, you can simply drag drop. For me, I'll put it in sprint 1. Okay, so it has been moved. So if you see this product backlog item, we need to cover in sprint 1. Okay, now coming to this option sprints, let's see if this changes. Okay, so this sprint is typically again your task board. So it will have n number of product backlog item, to do work, in progress work, and those information right over here. Okay, again it more of a Kanban board. It moves from left to right. The second option is backlog, wherein you will have all your backlogs. Again, the same backlog page what we saw just now. So this is my sprint 1 which is running. Capacity, you can define the developer's capacity, like how many days the developers should do a development, designing, documentation, and everything. So that capacity can be like jotted down over here, and that can be defined over here. Analytics, it's a burn down chart. So during once the sprint is completed, all the information would be over here, like how many tasks we have completed, how many product backlog items we have completed. So this is a burn down chart will get created automatically. Okay, so this is a burn down chart wherein whatever work during the sprint you have done, everything gets jotted over here, like how many work items you have completed, what are the product backlog items which is pending, what are the number of tasks, everything comes over here. Okay, the last tab what we have, queries is something, it's like a SQL query. Like if you want to query out something from your database, so it's kind of the same funda what you can use it over here. Because in work item you will have n number of product backlog item, we have n number of tasks which is to the task which is in to do, which is in progress state, with the task which has been approved, not the task, the product backlog item which has been approved. Everything can be, you can query out everything. So there are options, like there are multiple clauses you can add new clause. There are conditions like and or condition. There are operators like equal to, greater than, less than, and those conditions also, operators also you can use. Okay, and you can create a n number of queries as per your requirement. So as soon as you run it, these are the options what we see. And if I change the state to approved, like see this. So this is how you can query out all your requirement. Based on your requirement, you can create your own queries. And even in queries, you have a very good analytical view. As soon as you create a query and if you save it, you have a good chart where you see all the informations. Okay, we have not saved this query. If you want to, just let's save this quickly. Let's name it as test. Okay, now coming back to chart, you can create a chart over here. You can create a pie chart, you can create a column, stack bar, pivot table. So depending upon your requirement, how you want to create, how you want to group it. So this is how you can create a chart, and this is how it will looks like. So this is good for visualization. So if you want to visualize like what exactly happening, so this is how you can come and visualize things. So that's it. That's it from this tutorial. So this was basic how we create a Scrum project and how do we manage the Scrum project overall. Okay, so if you guys like this, please subscribe to my channel and please put in comments if you want to know more about Azure Boards or any other topic related to Azure DevOps or any other topic related to DevOps. Okay, we'll try and make videos on that. And one good news, we started online lectures as well. So for more information, please check my description box. Okay, thanks for your time. Have a great day. Goodbye.